How's it going, everyone? Here I am, kind of behind on where I thought I would be, of course. Seems like with every project, there's always holdups. And I actually got most of the parts. Just when I thought I had everything and I was ready to go, here I am still just kind of running behind. Like as if I gotta be there by a certain time. Man, I would like to get this thing going and that I could actually drive it regularly. But this is what I got. I got these screw adjusters with these little plastic ends on it, and you can see with that in there is broken off on the other side, or at least with the good side and the broken side. I got these off of Amazon, and mind you that I did not have headlights to begin with. I didn't have anything. I've got a header panel in here, at least that header panel, radiator support, whatever you want to call it. I've got that, thankfully, is a new part, but it's not original to the truck. The truck had the larger headlights, and here I am. I've got the 4x6 that I purchased, like a little kit that you buy eBay or what have you. And so here I'm piecing all these things together, not really knowing what it is that I need. Come to find out, not only do you have to buy these individually, which thankfully I was able to buy the plastic parts individually, and I'm using these broken ones. Since I bought these already, I'm at least able to use the adjuster screws, but I'm also missing the springs. If you see here, there's a spring that goes there and one that goes down there as well for each headlight. And so I actually have to wait now for those to come in, go figure. But, and not only that, but like even with these headlights, so I've got these right here. It came with 4 of them, and I've actually plugged it in and I was able to get it to work, and it works really good. It's very bright. It's already kind of scuffed up a little bit, hazy, but if you see here as well, it doesn't sit completely in the housing. Go figure, right? But it's okay. I put a little bit longer screw in there, and essentially the same exact screws that they had with the kit. So I had to buy the buckets separate. I had to buy the adjuster screws separate, and I had to buy the springs separate. And then clearly I bought a set of headlights that aren't quite right. And you can kind of see, thankfully it does fit and it does sit in there good. The bezel fits good on it as well. That all looks good. But like obviously with some longer screws, I'm able to make it work and kind of balance it out. So that's kind of the hold up on that. And that's why I had that package sitting there as well, because this Dorman part that somebody else had mentioned would work, which is this right here, the black part of it. They said that would work, and clearly it doesn't. It does pop in there, but it doesn't seat properly, and it doesn't hold it in. It was really flimsy. I'm like, man, this is not going to work, because if you can see this here, the tabs are a little bit lower, and so once you pop it through, it's able to seat itself pretty good. So that's cool. I was like, man, awesome, got that. It also got some engine issues still that we're dealing with. We thought we had it cleared up. I had a video that you seen that we were driving it, and it cleared up, and it was really good, because I've adjusted the carburetor, and for one, which I believe this is the ported side of the manifold for the timing, and it was hooked up to the manifold side, so I swapped that. Here I am. I know little about really carbs, just enough to be dangerous. Obviously with the adjusting screws, and I did put a vacuum gauge on it and adjust it from that. I also hooked up the electric choke. So there's a lot of things I did do. And then, so my next thought was like, let's hook a timing light up to it and let's try to see if I can adjust it. And my friend Norm that you've seen in the video, he came by and he's super sharp when it comes to these things. He's worked on, these things for a long time. He's worked on, obviously this is his generation, essentially, carburetors and distributors, and he actually taught me how to set the timing in this, which was really cool. Which I've seen videos doing it, but to get your hands on it, it's definitely different. And to be able to have the engine running and look through there with the timing light and see the marks and be able to turn that distributor and see that line move is just super cool. And then not only that, but then to hear the engine just go, oof. You can hear it when it hits that sweet spot, which is really, really cool. So that's cool in and of itself. So at least if I come in here to try to adjust it. So, and he also taught me something else, and it may be something obvious, but a neat little way. Let's see. Go grab my handy dandy light. I'm working on another Jeep. Doing some welding on it. There's the Bel Air. Getting my, look at this. Look at this. Does your guys' cart look like this? I just cleaned this thing up, I think, probably 3 days ago. I get my little test light. And if I come in here, it's kind of crowded in here in some little spots and a little bit messy. Just, man, you clean everything up just to make a mess again, right? But we hooked up this timing light right here, which is obvious. You know, I'm having to walk with me here, but obviously taking that and then running that down in the spark plug, and it literally, you hear it run lean. So what I got going on right now is we're thinking the distributor, the pickup is bad inside there. And at the cost of replacing the pickup, sorry about that, replacing the pickup and trying to rebuild it in the time it takes, thinking about just going ahead and getting a distributor. So another waiting game there on that. And then so, you know, kind of held up by all these little random things, but go figure. You know, I try to get a lot of these parts in to where I can get rolling. I did get the strips in for the glass. I really need to clean this thing out. And then I also got the roll pan for the back of the bed. I haven't got it installed yet, and I'm going to drop in on a video on that, hopefully. Just like I said, just tracking progress, and then hopefully maybe some of these things will help you out. I'll tell you right now, there's just videos out there for the lights, but you know, they show you like basically after like the beginning and then the end, and that was it. You know, it didn't really give detail. One guy has a really good video, and he was showing fabrication and things he had to do to his to get it to work, but it was still kind of didn't show the adjusting screws, which that may sound silly because if you got a car, you'll know it's pretty self-explanatory. But look here in my situation, and given that one, I don't have, I've not worked a whole lot around this vehicle, although I do understand like the concepts and things that I can figure it out. And sourcing parts, being a body shop, I have to source parts and things, obscure parts for that matter, right? Like, what is this thing? Where does it go? You know, and the name of it, you know, one person calls it like a bumper, right? One person calls it a bumper, other person calls it a fascia. You know, you got to figure out what these are. So given that I didn't have these, like here I am starting from scratch, and somebody else who's maybe first time messing with one of these as well, maybe this might help you out to know that there's springs. There's these right here, and not only that, specifically, it has to be, these green ones seem to work, and you can find those on Amazon. I got those on Amazon. And then obviously making sure that you have the right port here. You know, they're almost identical if you look at them. The holes, the spacing of the holes or whatever, not just the spacing, but like the size of the holes, you'll know that you have the right size, and not only that, the right ones without actually having to fabricate. So lights inside here, these actually work, which is cool. And then also the guy originally actually replaced these little, I guess it's like a marker light, and these are LED and they look really nice. It gives it, certainly looks pretty cool. I'm kind of looking forward to get it all put together. So hopefully next time you see this, or even the little jump or the skip in here, you'll see that they're actually working and put together. Another thing is I got to do, which kind of stinks, every part of this thing I got to work on. But you see that? Look at that. All the wires are out of there. I almost am considering like putting new like taps on here, or you know, replacing these and then shrink wrapping it and just sticking it on there, and maybe somehow marking it or something. I don't know. I may do that, I may not. But I know you can buy these. I know you can buy these little ends and replace them. Probably what I will do eventually, but I just kind of want to get it working at this point. So anyhow, well, check it out. It's looking pretty good. It's not actually set in there all the way. Pull that out. So I finally got, this thing is solid now. Like, oh man, it's not even bouncing around or nothing. So I got those new adjuster screws with the new tabs, and then also the spring. One of those things that, so I got a pack of those, more than I need, which is good. But man, it sets in there pretty good. Trying to show you that there's a little bit of like, probably about an inch that light sticks out. And I kind of like it because, like I said, well, I didn't really say, but You could see though that it sets right up in there just perfect. I have to adjust it, of course, but I don't know if it normally sets more recessed, more back, but it looks really clean. And I'm still debating on painting these black. You know, I know it kind of blends in really well. Maybe not because of these are so dark. I even thought about maybe like, because this is all black right here, like actually like just kind of running a tape line and trimming that out, you know what I mean, to where this whole thing will look sort of dark like that. For those who are paying attention, let me know what you think. You know, so far I've not gotten there yet. I won't do that right away. But anyhow, making some progress. Pause it. Okay, so I got all the headlights put together. You see the buckets I was talking about, obviously the screws. These are stainless steel screws that I put in there. It came with these bezels around it, and it seemed like as I'm fastening in, they're kind of molding themselves around it a little bit, which fits really snug. Like I said, I've got the one in, we got one, and now hopefully we'll jump back in and have all 4 of them in. Well, I'll tell you what, I got them in there. This is out, but as far as getting this bottom one in there, it was a pain in the neck to get that spring inside there. And something else that I did this from the start was put those triangle pieces backwards, because I seen somebody else had theirs that way as well. But I was like, it doesn't make any sense, because you could fasten this on here, put that one sort of on there, this one right here, sorry. There's one here, you can see I got it flip-flop there. But basically you're able just to push, you'd be able to just snap it right in. Either way works. To me, it makes more sense going that way. But, you know, but at the same time, they work both ways. So anyways, I got that in there. I got the spring down inside there. Sorry. There's a spring way down there. Grab the flashlight. There it is. Spring right there. And then the spring right there. Kind of drilled out a hole too. What I did is I actually drilled a hole. Turn the light off. There's the pocket right there where the hole goes in for the spring. And I drilled an extra hole in the back of it because I don't know if they drilled it out on the other side, but there's no opening. So the spring doesn't really want to grab. So for it to seat better, I did drill a hole. I drilled a hole like right there. And that worked pretty good. So all of them are in. Dang. Got to adjust them now. Got the bezels in there. Stainless steel screws. Each one of those down there. Down there. This thing's in. Snugged in. So I do think I am going to paint all these pieces here, because the finish on them is very thin. And I'm contemplating charcoal. Like not quite black, but like a real dark gray, essentially, of some sort. Gonna clean all this up and kind of refit these bezels a little bit, the chrome, but man, it looks really good. We got to get the lights wired up. Vanden, he has got the window tint taken off. Had some nasty old purple window tint. It's pretty clean now. That's what color it was before. So like I said, I got the seals for this, so we're gonna put those in. We got the distributor coming, and hopefully we're not too far away. I say that, but we got a lot to do, but not a lot. I really think it's gonna be happening within a month at least. We need to get the bed bolted down still, without tearing it up. Get the bed bolted down. Mirrors are in. I still got to fabricate the brackets for the seat belts. And then that's it. I do have the cowl, by the way, so you see it missing. I definitely have it. Windshield wipers. We got to get a motor for it. The motor's bad on that. I know it sounds like a bunch of things, but with the parts that we have and them coming in, I'm trying to think if there's anything else off the top of my head that we need to do. Like, see, look at this. That's not good. Got to kind of refasten that a little bit, fix that. Anyways, it looks really good. We're gonna get, hopefully with the next little clip here, we'll have the lights on. So we'll see. Oh, got the lights on. Don't got the bottom ones on yet. Got to somehow rewire, and then I also don't have the little LEDs underneath. Hey, Van, push the button in halfway. that halfway?
Yep.
Yep, so we'll have to do some adjustments. Pull them out. My hope is that when we push them in halfway, it'll keep the LEDs on. But anyways, got the lights in, at least for functioning. That means we can at least take this thing outside. At least at night, we can drive at night now. Super cool, man, awesome. Oh man.